What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of Batting Practice. I'm Josh. Jacob's over there. Andrew is down there. I cannot wait for today's episode. It's good to be back. Sorry we missed you last week.
Yeah, where were
Jacob,
you?
Jacob and Andrew, I have to say it was a great episode. You held down the fort very well. Nobody can do the intro or outro quite like I can, but it was pretty good. But yeah, it was Easter Sunday, so we had the fam over for a cookout. I got to use my new grill, the Blackstone. I heard you guys were bummed you didn't get the invite, but next time you're both here, I promise I'll cook out for you guys. How about that?
Okay.
You
All
can
right,
Okay.
you can
ribeye.
you can you can put it down on paper, an IOU.
Were your burgers smashed?
They were smashed and they were smashing
Oh,
and they smashed.
and they smashed.
They were very good, though, I will say. I'll
Heck
give
yeah.
myself credit for that one.
Ooh. I either
How?
want carne asada or a ribeye. That's
Ooh,
my
okay. Yeah,
request.
you can.
Oh,
How? Yeah. Not only will I
dang,
cook
I would
for
have been okay
you.
with just a burger.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'll cook for
But
you,
like,
and you can
if we're
request.
talking like a good medium rare New York strip, then yeah, if you're paying for it, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I'll cook some steaks for the boys.
Okay, there we go.
I'm down. But anyways, how are you guys doing? It's a good Sunday.
It's a good Sunday. Last week was Good Friday. It doesn't have to be Good Friday for it to be a Good Friday, but it's Sunday. It doesn't have to be Good Friday for it to be Good Sunday, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Um, Dude, baseball. It gets better and better every week. That's how I'm doing. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave
I
it at
like it.
that. Although
I
the
like it.
Brewers don't get better and better every week, but baseball itself gets better and better every week. I'll just leave it at that.
Fair enough.
And half the people in the US don't even know baseball's going on. Half the games I watch, the stadiums are still partially empty. This is the best time of year to go to a baseball game because the casuals are sleeping. The season is, as we said, this is the one of some of the best baseball of the year. And you can get in for, I feel like 50% off. It's like a coupon to go to a game. This is the time you go, especially in Chicago, either Cubs or White Sox. Although White Sox probably do get cheaper as the season goes on. So do the Cubs usually. But maybe this year with them actually making a playoff push, we'll see ticket prices rise. I don't know. We'll see if anyone chooses to sell the Cubs when we talk about this a little bit more.
Ooh, sell
Wow.
the Cubs.
Ooh.
How about that?
Okay. All right.
How
Ricketts, he's
about
selling.
that?
Little teaser.
Ricketts
Little
is selling.
teaser.
Ricketts is
Okay.
selling. I don't know.
Before we jump into what Andrew was hinting at, I am wearing this nice pullover hoodie. It's like a nice dry fit material. It says Brew Crew on it. This was a fan giveaway that I was
Oh,
lucky enough
Wait,
to get from my friend Anthony because they had an extra
oh,
one and he gave it to me. So I was
uh,
not actually at the game, but this was a giveaway, a very cool giveaway. Andrew, I know you were also
the,
wearing something
it
similar.
looks so similar to what I got. Yeah, but
Yes,
just
from the
Brewers
White Sox
edition.
game. Exactly. So, my question for both of you is what is the best giveaway that you've gotten from a baseball game?
that's a good one. Clearly, I need to join the pullover hoodie squad because apparently they're
Yeah,
just handing those out like
It's dry fit. It's really
it's
nothing.
nice. It's
comfy.
really nice. It's very comfortable too. Yes.
And I
Man,
see like a little sponsor, but it doesn't seem to be
This
like
is
usually,
it. This is the only sponsor on the whole thing. Nothing on
that's
the
amazing.
back. You got the logo on this side.
That's my only qualm with some giveaways. I'm appreciative, but sometimes you feel like you're a NASCAR and when you walk
True.
out of there with it on. So, uh but
sure.
I feel like for me, some of the best ones have been bobbleheads over the years.
For
I
sure.
remember some of the coolest ones. I think they still do this. When they release a bobblehead, they release several variations of it. And so if you walk in with a group, you might all get slightly different versions of it. And there's one or two that are kind of I don't know if they actually do it like with trading cards where they number them. That
Yeah,
would be really
it's the
cool.
same thing.
Uh
It's like they're not they don't I don't maybe they actually write a number,
that would be
but I know
cool if
what you're
they
talking
numbered it.
about. Like for example, the Brewers would do back in the day where their home jerseys were the dark blue ones. They had to do that, and that'd be the main jersey that the player was wearing on the bobblehead. But every 1 out of 20 or 1 out of 50 was a pinstripe. And I know
Oh,
back in the day, one
so
of us
cool.
got a pinstripe. I think it was Ryan Braun.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say Robin Yount.
Or that
both,
was my other guess was Robin Yount. But
both,
Yeah,
both.
the only thing is all the Robin Yount ones were pinstripe
Mm,
true,
because that's what they wore back then. I think it was
true.
Brawny
you
that
might
we
be right.
got like the short print bobblehead. But
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's what it is. Yeah, those are legit. Those are legit.
Yeah.
Clearly you guys know what's up with the hoodies. I saw that the Brewers are giving away a Admirals style hockey jersey, but like a Brew Crew sort of vibe going on there. So it's like a hockey baseball jersey combination. That would be high on my list. Like that one might be number one up there. I didn't go to the game to receive it, but I think that would be up there for sure. I know that the Yankees released a someone. No, maybe it wasn't. Someone released a bat flipping bobblehead. So where like it might have been the
Oh,
Rays
That's
for Junior
cool.
Caminero. I don't remember. I don't remember. It was a bat flip bobblehead. So like
that's
instead
cool.
of the bat would go up and down instead of the head.
That's
That's
cool.
sweet.
Oh yeah.
That's very cool.
We've seen some good ones like blankets, lunch boxes. I'm trying to think of other ones.
Guys,
I
Josh has an
think
answer.
my favorite one that I still haven't gotten it. Nash, you might say we're going back to Milwaukee here, but the
okay.
Brewers gave away cribbage boards or
We're
are giving
going. We're
away.
going. We're going.
You're going?
We're
You better
getting
get me one.
we're getting the cribbage boards.
All right.
There is a long line of people who have requested a cribbage board already.
Well, I'm on
So
that list
you're
because
on the
on
list.
May 17th, I just looked it up now. On May 17th against your Minnesota Twinkies. Better sweep them Twinkies at home. Come on, Brewers, you got that in you. First 25,000 fans are going to receive a cribbage board, a wooden cribbage board.
With the racing sausages on them.
That's got to be,
That's so cool.
We're going. We
yeah,
will be there.
that might be number one for me. And I would say to round things all off, something that I've gotten actually was a cool little. I definitely got my biggest use out of anything that I've been given away at a baseball stadium. It was like a Miller Lite Brewers hat, but
Mm.
it was as I was going to college. So like, imagine being that cool 19-year-old wearing a Miller Lite hat because that's badass and like, yeah. So that was pretty cool. But I wore that one all throughout
Absolutely.
college, and it's somewhere. It still exists somewhere. It might be at home, might be in here. I'm not entirely sure, but I want that cribbage board. Now I'm just like, May 17th can't come quick enough.
Yeah, right. We didn't even it was not 100% planned.
You got to get there first 25,000. You better get
We
there.
will be there.
Yep.
You can go to batting practice.
Hey.
That
Yeah.
is the nice thing about going to a White Sox giveaway is you don't have to worry about the quota because you know you're going to be within the first. If they get to 25,000, it's a miracle. It's a miracle.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
good.
I
That's
had
good.
no sweat. My friend and I showed up. We got our jerseys. Game we got there before the pitch started. But yeah, Brewers giveaways, most giveaways, you do have to get there early.
Mhm.
So yeah, go to batting practice.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
before we get into today's episode, Andrew, you made a couple of deep cuts this weekend here.
I did.
You made yourself a whiskey dew,
Yep.
and then I saw in the corner you also dipped it in nacho cheese as well. You went full swing there, or I'm not
The-
entirely sure, but I saw the nacho cheese in that picture as well. Again, follow us on Instagram if you aren't already at Batting Practice Podcast. You would have seen Andrew's deep cut that he posted
there we go.
earlier this weekend. But yeah, you were also at the NFL draft. So what was that like?
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll answer the birthday thing first. So your mom, shout out to your mom. She's one of our weekly listeners, one of our best supporters. She gifted me a basket of a few of my favorite things. Which, if you know me, if you listen to this podcast, I love nacho cheese. I love black licorice, and I didn't know that I loved whiskey dews. I thought I would.
Wait,
Because I love Mountain Dew. You know, we talked about this, and I
it
love
was
whiskey.
Diet Mountain Dew
It was
too,
a
which is
Diet Mountain Dew.
hilarious.
And your boy made a my first ever whiskey dew. I was not bold enough to order one at a bar yet, but I had one. It was awesome. It hit.
Oh,
It mixed really
yes.
well.
Yeah.
The coloring was good. Josh was there.
Yeah.
We
I
witnessed it.
also got to taste.
Uh,
Yeah.
it
It
was
was good.
solid. It was
Yeah.
solid.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, went to the NFL draft. That was super cool. Honestly, I think baseball needs to get on the NFL's train. I think we need to make a spectacle of the way people pick players, I and especially because there's so many young stars, and I don't know, maybe it would entice some more players that the players that choose college over just going right into the minors. Maybe if the draft was a bigger deal, maybe they with all the eyeballs on them, that would help the minor leagues. But yeah, I love. I feel like we start to notice prospects more and more as they get closer to becoming a real MLB star. But it would be really cool to know their journey even earlier. And I love the draft, and it's a spectacle. And I wish baseball needs to copy it. That's one thing football's doing really well.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Agree
Baseball has like
wholeheartedly.
18 drafts a year though, which
They
is kind
do.
of weird.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, oh, the
Um,
Rule 5 draft.
mhm.
Yes. Build a stage.
Yeah, right. But having like the actual draft, like for the first pick,
Yeah. So
Would be
cool.
your
Your
sick.
Colorado Rockies
yeah, yeah, exactly.
should be
Your
Select
White
another high
Sox.
school
your Kansas
pitcher.
City Royals select Jack Caglianone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Your Guardians
Yep.
select
Exciting.
Travis Bazzana. That would be something cool. That'd be something cool like that
Cool.
for sure. Um, yeah, I could see it happening. I don't know. Baseball, maybe they wouldn't spend the money on that sort of thing. They don't do as much spectacle
Hmm.
events as I feel as much as the NFL does. Like, look at opening day for the NFL versus baseball. Like, baseball, it's like, it's great. We're hanging out, we're playing ball. NFL, it's like, we're doing a concert and fireworks and
Yeah.
drinks and shots and party. And it's also on a
Yeah.
Thursday for some reason. I don't know. Yeah,
True.
they're different, but I could see it working. I could see it working. But enough. Enough chitter chatter here. Nosh has to leave soon, and we're going to try and keep him around for as long as we can. We need you for the pickle.
We
We
Oh
do.
need you
I
for
have
the
yes,
it up.
pickle
we
here at
do.
the
I
end.
have
We
it up.
do.
It's ready to go.
Oh,
Ready to
even
go.
better, which means you can't leave until we finish it. But that's not time. It's not time for the pickle yet. We're going to kind of revisit a segment that we just did in hot takes, but it's going to be a little bit more of a solid, a concrete answer here. And we are doing our favorite segment, but throughout the entire episode, a buy or sell episode, a ride or fade baseball episode. That's right. We're
Ooh.
not just
Mm.
talking about crappy pictures of food. We're not just talking about what Nosh came through on his weekly basis and puts into a slideshow. Uh, no Brooklyn Nine-Nine gift for you this week, unfortunately,
Oh,
for the watchers
sad.
out there.
Sad.
But we're doing buy or sell. We're doing ride or fade, and we got some takes for you guys, and we want to know you guys too. Let us know in the comments. Are you riding? Are you fading? Some teams, some players, some coaches, even. I got one
Ooh.
coach for you. I got it's
Wow.
probably it's an
Okay.
obvious one. It's an obvious one. It's an obvious one.
Okay.
It's an
Okay.
obvious one. And you have to speak objectively. Let's start out with it. Let's start off with it because we can
Do it.
start off with
Yeah.
the team as
Fire.
well. Your Chicago Cubs are currently sitting in first place by a lot. 17 and 11. They were 17 and 10 as of yesterday. But you want to hear something crazy that's kind of gone by the wayside that you've probably forgotten about? They started 17 and 10 last year. Do you remember that? It
That's
was
actually
this.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's a
kind of
crazy
forgot
stat.
about that,
Mhm.
That's a
actually.
crazy stat.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of forgot
So you think
about
the
it.
Cubs are hot?
They
Hey,
are.
they did the same thing last year and they kind of fell off throughout the season. That being said, it was Counsell's first year as the manager. They did not have our podcast legend quickly becoming a legend, Kyle Tucker. And they also didn't have, like, for example, Carson Kelly putting up a 3,000 OPS to start the season.
Yep.
And
True.
they didn't have other play like Miguel Amaya. Their catcher position is like going off. Why? I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. But let's talk about the Cubs for a second. Let's just talk about let's do the Cubs first. Are we
Okay.
riding or are we fading the Cubs to, let's just say, they don't even necessarily, we have to put a division title on it or a wild card or something. Just how are we feel? Are they going to continue to put up these numbers that they're doing? Because not only are they winning games, they're winning games by a lot and they're scoring a lot of runs. They're putting up dozens of runs. How many times have you turned on the TV and you're like, Cubs 12, Dodgers 11. Cubs 14, Diamondbacks 13. It's like, what?
They
Yeah.
are the highest scoring team in
Yeah,
baseball.
they are. They
Yeah.
are. And sure, they've had 2 extra games in Tokyo. You can say what you want about those. But man, have they come back. They beat the Dodgers a couple of times this week. They're hot. I'm riding the Cubs. I hate to say it, but I'm riding the Cubs. And if we want to ask about the manager, I think I'm riding Craig Counsell as the Cubs manager. Objectively, subjectively, I think my heart just fell into my stomach. But objectively, I think they've got what they need in the pitching. They've got what they need in the hitting. Their bullpen is not like the best, the best, the best. And that's where Counsell could struggle is managing. He's a bullpen guy. He likes to put in, like you've seen it throughout his entire career in Milwaukee. He puts in pitchers, especially in the postseason, maybe a little too early or should have left someone in, taken them out, stuff like that. So it doesn't matter right now at the beginning of the season. I'm riding the Cubs. I'm riding Craig Counsell. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna ride them winning the Central, or I'm buying them winning the Central.
Either way,
Um,
it's ride by, same
uh,
thing.
but I'm selling on them being as good as they appear to be. And the reason for that is their offense has been incredible. It's been arguably the best offense in baseball to
It
start
has
the
been.
year.
I think it has been.
I think it has been too. I will say though, offenses tend to not maintain that trajectory throughout the entire season. I do not think the Cubs have the number one offense in baseball. When you look at other teams on paper, there's much better offenses out there. I don't think they'll be able to keep up this production. And if you look at their pitching staff has not been that amazing. So you could look at it two different ways, right? Either you can look at it and say they're 17 and 11 and they haven't even pitched that good. Or you can look at it and be like, their pitching staff isn't that good. And if the offense reverts to the mean even slightly, that 17 and 11 could very easily be 14 and 14 or 13 and 15 or something like that. So I think they're going to come down a little bit. I don't think their pitching is that amazing. I do think their offense is good enough to boost them to win the Central, but I don't think they are a top echelon team. I think they're if we're going tiers here, I think they'd fall
Mm.
into that tier one. The Dodgers are a star tier. The entire NL West might be a star tier. The Cubs fall
I
more into like that tier one
I
to me.
like that. Hey, but don't hate on tier ones because as my tier one reward this past week, I won Mike Trout. Like,
Exactly.
There
come
we
on.
go.
That's a
I'll
Hall of
say
Famer I won as a tier one.
I'm buying that they're a good team and that they will most likely win their division. I'm selling that they are as good as everyone is making them out to be. And I'm selling Craig Counsell. He doesn't do anything.
That's a subjective take.
Sorry.
I'll
Okay, next.
I'll I'll take your
No,
point.
the whole
I'll
point of the
raise it.
episode is subjectivity. If it was objective takes, it'd be the most boring podcast of all time. It's just hard to speak about the Cubs objectively when little baby brother up north, us three, are like, we're kind of getting bullied by the Cubs this year. And we haven't even
Look,
played them yet.
we broke down the Cubs this offseason. We scrutinized every single one of their moves. They just added Kyle Tucker. That's it. They You don't become a Josh, I don't even think they're a tier one team. I think they're a tier
Wow.
two team.
What?
Okay,
Yes.
are you buying or selling them winning the Central?
So my problem is I think no one is good in the Central. That's the only thing.
That's
I'll
fair.
sell the whole division. Whole
That's
division
fair.
sold. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm selling them all. The winner of the Central will not win the World Series. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
That's a good. I'll buy
Uh,
that. I'll buy that.
I'll buy that too.
I'll lock that one in. To be honest, the Reds could win the Central. The Brewers could still win the Central. Uh, but I don't have confidence that the Cubs even win the Central. I really
Oh,
don't. I think
That's
they're
that's what I'm
hot
saying is that there's the
in
one
their
thing
bullpen.
is last year they started 17-10 as well.
honestly, without that fact, I feel differently now. I'm gonna be honest.
Ha! But Kyle Tucker. But Kyle Tucker.
But Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker is a difference maker, but we've had Brewers teams where Ryan Braun was like performing at Kyle Tucker levels, and the Brewers were good. They weren't the Dodgers. They're not the Padres. They're not the Red Sox. I don't know.
The one thing I would like to give the Cubs credit for,
Dodgers,
which
Padres, and
is
Red Sox.
it's hard to get out, hard to say that those words together. They've played the NL West a lot, and the NL West is appearing to be the best division in baseball, and they're 17 and
True.
11. They've played the Dodgers what 8 times this year already, or
They've
something
played
like
good
that.
teams. It's like
And-
5 times, I think.
Okay,
No,
I
because they played them at
overexagger.
home too. Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
8 times. I think two
Yeah.
series and then in Tokyo.
Mhm.
So they've been beating good teams, and that is a little scary. I just don't think they're again. How many times do we see offenses start so hot and then they just kind of cool off? And then what happens? If their pitching staff is a bottom third pitching staff, that's going to show. It's not showing right now because they're hitting. But if they stop hitting and they're not getting the pitching for it, then we're looking at a different team. So only time will tell.
So right now we're buying Cubs stock, but we're day trading it. We're not necessarily holding it long term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Any players on your guys' mind? Or should we
Guys,
stick with some teams here? Let's hear it,
I
Nash.
would say if we want to stick with a team, I have a team, but I also
Let's
have a
hear it.
player.
I want to hear another team. Let's keep
Okay,
it consistent.
guys, we'd be crazy to not only talk about the NOS, which we've mentioned, but the San Francisco Giants. Like what
Yes.
can we talk about them for a little bit here? Like they're 18 and 10 leading the NL West. The Padres are 17 and 10. The Dodgers are 17 and 10. The Diamondbacks are 14 and 13. And there is another team in that division not to be mentioned. But the San
Oops.
Francisco Giants are 18 and 10 this year. Are we buying the Giants? Are the Giants really this good?
I want to say yes. Let me start off with that. My hot take from 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, was that the Giants were going to make the playoffs this year. And seeing them play, seeing their team, seeing who it is, it's like, man, let's look at these other NL West teams. We got Corbin Carroll. We got Eugenio Suarez, I guess, is like now the best home run hitter in the league. We got Shohei. We have the entire Dodgers team. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. We have
Tatis,
Tatis.
Mhm.
We have
Machado,
Cease. We have Bogarts. We have Machado.
big
And then
names.
what do we have on the Giants? Mike Yastrzemski?
Sure.
Willie?
Wilmer
Willie
Flores,
Adames. Wilmer Flores is
the
killing
greatest
it.
RBI hitter of all time.
Wait, I'm gonna interject. I'm selling. That's he's on my sell list. You're
Willie
all time.
Adames?
No, Wilmer Flores. If you
Wilmer
told me
Okay.
Flores.
Wilmer Flores is the current RBI leader,
Yes.
He is.
there's no way that holds at the end of the season.
All right.
This
Well,
is when your Bitcoin, your meme coin rockets up to the moon. It's trading at all-time levels. You sell the thing. Maybe he has a great season, but the value, the level that he's playing at, I'm sorry, it's not sustainable.
I have another
Fair.
player like that on my list, but we'll talk about them later. Let's get back to the team though. Giants. I'm buying the Giants. I wanted to buy the Giants 2 weeks ago, and they've continued to produce. They looked very good against the Brewers. They did what they did to win games, and the Brewers did not. And if the Giants can manage to do that against the NL West too, they're set. They're set. Maybe they don't need 10 All-Stars on their team. That's all they need. They need Willie Adames' energy. He's yet to pop off yet. What if he does? Does he even have a home run yet this year?
He might have like one.
To be honest, guys, I feel like the Giants right now. Have you seen those
Willie
where
Adames, one home run, he's batting 205.
when they have race the Flash or the Iceman? I think it was
Mhm.
Atlanta that does that. To be
Mhm.
honest, I feel like the rest of the NL West has allowed the Giants to be that one fan that gets to run first while they chase them. They let them get out to this lead that is so ephemeral and so it's just not real that they're just going to come trotting around and pass them by the time it comes to October. I am selling the Giants in first place. There's absolutely no way they win the West. You guys, you're buying them at an all-time high. There's no way that's
Yes,
a good buy. There's no way.
because they're going to make the playoffs. And right now, guess what? I bet they're still not favored to be making the playoffs. Let's don't look. That might be hard to find, but
Playoffs, I'll look
I'm
that up.
buying them on making the playoffs, and that's what I said. Maybe not winning the division. Maybe not winning the division. Can they stay on this super hot streak like they have? I'm not sure, but I think they can enough to make the playoffs, and I'm gonna maintain that. Since our hot takes episode, I think it's become more concrete that the Giants are kind of good. Their
Yeah.
pitching's really good.
I
Camilo
think
Doval is back. Let me say that too. Camilo Doval's back.
true. When you look at teams that start off hot, right? Like the Giants are 18 and 10. That's 8 games over 500. It's been about a month of baseball. If they play around 500 the rest of the year, like finishing 8 games over 500 is a pretty good mark to be. You'd hope they'd play a little bit above 500, but this is the type of start that can really like inflate a team for the rest of the year so that in case they have a bad month, they're going to be just fine still. They're going to have a put up a good record. Um, so even if they aren't as good as they are now, the playoffs are very much in play for them based on how hot they started.
I guess.
The
I
one
guess.
I will say something nice about them. I would say if they were in the Central, they'd win the Central. I will say that. That's about it though.
Andrew hates
Okay,
the NL
okay.
Central.
That's
I do.
I like that take. I no, I kind of like that as a measurement.
I
Yeah,
like
they
that.
they would
If
win the
they were in the
Central.
Central, would they win the Central? I
Yes,
kind of like that as a
absolutely,
measurement.
That is
absolutely.
good measurement.
They are in the toughest division in baseball. That's like there are and it actually leads me. Do you have anything more to say about the Giants, guys?
Now go for it.
Actually leads me to the team that I am buying, and that is your fourth place NL West team, your Arizona Diamondbacks, who have the top two people hitting the most home runs, Eugenio Suarez and Corbin Carroll. They have an elite pitching staff. I still think Corbin Burns is going to figure it out. They have Brandon Pifont. They have they have so many good, great arms that I think they started off slow, but there's a reason why there's 182 games. We're only 30 so ish of the way there. I think they bounce back, and I don't know if they win the NL West, but I'll say the Diamondbacks are a wild card team at least.
Okay. Okay. I don't see now I feel like since I bought the Giants, I feel like I have to sell the Diamondbacks,
Sure.
unfortunately. And I don't want to. I kind of want the like in my ideal world where I can pick teams to make the playoffs and pick teams to not make the playoffs, I want the Giants and the Diamondbacks to come out of the West. That would be sick. Imagine the Padres and Dodgers somehow don't.
Don't both don't.
It's not going to happen. That's such a hot take. Uh
That'd be crazy.
maybe it's not a hot take, but I feel like a general
Uh,
consensus of the NBA. Uh man, I was just been watching too much basketball because throw on baseball during the day, basketball at night. In the MLB, that I don't know. I don't know. But I think since I'm buying the Giants, I have to sell the Diamondbacks, unfortunately. I think I have to sell the Diamondbacks. But I'll buy Corbin Carroll. I'll buy Corbin Carroll as a top five MVP candidate this year. I don't think
oh,
this is a fluke. I thought he was a good hitter, and now he's made an adjustment to his swing, and that adjustment has led him down the right path of hitting again. And he's back to his rookie season. He's back. But I said that in the past too. I'm buying Corbin Carroll, but I gotta sell the Diamondbacks, man. I gotta. Their
Guys,
pitching just doesn't intrigue me that much.
I will wait before Josh, before you go, I will say I just checked the Vegas odds. Vegas right now has the Diamondbacks and the Giants at equal odds to win the NL West at plus a
wow.
thousand, 10 to 1. Vegas thinks Dodgers are running away with it. Padres are close, but honestly, Padres are going to finish more towards your Diamondbacks. But right now, Vegas thinks it's a dead heat between these two teams.
Wow. Okay. Let's just play hypotheticals here, right? You got your three division winners. Let's go Dodgers, Cubs, Mets as the three division winners. That means there's two more playoff spots in the NL between the Padres, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Brewers, the Phillies, and the Braves.
Sorry, what? There's four more,
Isn't there
right?
only two wild card teams, or am I making that up?
There's the plane. Wait,
There's three division winners and two wild card teams.
it's
Or no,
12 teams. There's three division winners and
there's three
three
wild
wild
cards.
card teams.
Three
Three
wild
wild
card
cards
teams.
teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's stick with my hypothetical here. Let's go Dodgers, Cubs, Mets as division winners.
Yep.
Then let's say let's just lock in the Padres just as a
Okay.
team, as a placeholder. Now you have two more spots in the NL for the Diamondbacks, the Giants, the Brewers, the
Phillies.
Phillies, and I mean the Braves have been terrible, but the
No,
Braves.
no.
Braves.
The Braves are good. I'll talk
Okay,
about them
so
in a
so
second.
who are you leaving out there? Let's if you're buying the Diamondbacks, that leaves one more spot. That means the Giants aren't potentially making it, the Brewers aren't making it, the Phillies aren't making it. You got to pick one of those teams, and that means two or three of those other top teams aren't making it. So if you're buying Giants and you're buying Diamondbacks, there's not any more room for any of these other big name teams to make it. So if
And
if if you sit here and buy both, you're saying three or four of the NL West teams are making the playoffs. That means none of the other teams in the NL East or Central are making it.
Yeah,
So who's not making it then?
that's life. That's
Not
life.
making it. Who's not making it?
Maybe three teams come out of the West.
I think two in the West. I do think between the Braves and the Phillies that one of them takes that final wild card. I think Central, it's just a division winner, just like we saw last
Yeah.
year. Central's a joke. Thank God we playing it though. Thank God we playing it. It's the only way we can make the playoffs.
Let the Central isn't a joke. Half of the Central is a joke. The Brewers, Cubs, and arguably sometimes the Cardinals, not as of recent, but Cardinals won a championship in the past 15 years. Not many teams can say that.
True.
Um, I would say the Pirates and the Reds are the main butt of the joke, and then the rest of the teams are on rotation. But then there's always an elite team that comes out of the Central. So we'll see about that this year. If it's the Cubs, if it's no one. Braves. We got to talk about the Braves. We got to talk about the Braves. I think the Braves, in fact, I'm buying the Braves. I'm
I like
buying the
it.
Braves on finishing above 500 at least this year. They started off 0-7 to start the year. I think it would be too much of a hot take to say that they're going to make the playoffs. We'll say we can do another hot takes episode maybe in like a month or two, because clearly this is pretty fun. But I won't go ahead and say that. But I am buying them being better than they were to start the season. They haven't even got Acuna back. Their hittings looked much better. Their pitching has looked incredible, and they are almost back at 500 already.
Okay,
Spencer
would you
Strider,
take
he's back. Just well, and he's hurt again, but he'll be back again.
the Braves to win the Central? NL Central?
No,
No,
I
no,
would. I would.
no,
no.
nope.
I'm selling it a little bit. I think they finished at or below 500.
Sure,
I
Whoa.
wouldn't be surprised with
I
the
wouldn't be
classic
surprised.
81 and 81. Just a really nice even 500.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they provide enough pop to win the Central. I don't think they provide enough pop both offensively and defensively to win the East. But if they finished or if they finished above 500, I'd be like, yeah, I saw it coming. If they finished 500 or a little bit below 500, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it. If they finish winning the division or in last place, I'll be like, you're kidding me. That's crazy. The Braves, the Atlanta Braves, after the way they started. So we will see. Got to get to a Braves game later this year. Got to get to one. Um, Yeah, any other team takes for you guys? Because I have a couple more players I want to talk about real quick here before we get to this pickle, because I know we got to wrap up kind of soon. But I'm gonna have to finally. I think I've bought a lot recently. I did sell the
Agreed.
Diamondbacks, but I've done a lot of buying recently, and my wallet's a little empty, so I need to sell again. I am selling, and he's had a great start to the season, but he hasn't homered in 10 games. Tyler Soderstrom
Mm.
started off the season as the leader in home runs in the AL, and in fact, he might still be AL home run leader. Is We'll look it up in a second. Oh, here it is. Home runs. Where are
He
we
is
at?
still leading.
He's still
Nope.
leading in the.
Cal Raleigh has
Cal
10.
Raleigh's tied with him. Cal Raleigh's tied
Yeah.
with him.
One ahead. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got you. There we go. Okay. Either way, Tyler Soderstrom, guess what? He's had 3 multi-home run games this year. He's only homered in 6 total games this year, kind of like Eugenio Suarez stats. He's only homered in, I think Eugenio Suarez has only homered in 5 or 6 games this year as well, and has 10 home runs. Same with Soderstrom, who looked super hot to start the season. He's still batting 301, but his OPS over the past 10 games has dropped almost 40 points. And over the past 2 weeks, it's dropped almost 150 points. He was batting
Wow.
like obviously it's very hard to maintain a 1-1 OPS throughout the season, but that's already down to around the 950 range, and his average has dropped from about mid 320s, 330s to 301. So it's seen just a little bit of a drop off from the start of the season, but I don't think he can keep it going as much as I want him to because he plays on the A's, but he plays on the A's. And I don't think he's going to keep it going, unfortunately. Buy or sell. Ride or fade.
I'm with you there. I'm also gonna sell. I think he's gonna have a good season.
All-star
But
season, yeah.
I think he
Home
could be
run
an
leader,
all-star.
top 5 home runs. How about this? Will he finish top 5 home runs in the AL? I'll still sell that.
I don't wait. So you guys think he's gonna be an all-star?
Tyler
And you're
Soderstrom?
selling?
Yeah,
Okay, there's a difference between he started off the season hitting 350 with like leading the league in
with
home
9 home
runs.
runs. Yeah,
I'm thinking he's gonna finish in the 260 to 280 range and hit 35 home runs. A great season, an all-star season,
fantastic season.
but not leading the league in average and home runs.
I'm selling his
Okay.
start to the
Okay.
season. Yeah,
Okay, fine. I mean, but for him, that would be a breakout
I
season.
don't think he's hitting 30. I think he's hitting way less than 35.
Okay. That'd be probably not top five in home runs
I
then.
mean,
Yeah,
I'll agree he's not going to be a god, but like if I don't think that's quite equivalent to a sell. But for him to play at an all-star level after have never made an all-star game in his
fine. I'll
season.
sell. He won't be an all star this year. Fine. If you really want
Okay.
me to go that far, he won't
Yeah.
be an all star
Yeah.
this year.
Okay.
Okay,
I
The
I'll
like it.
buy
A's
Well
then.
have
done.
I'll
Jacob
buy.
Wilson. They have Mason Miller. They might
True.
have another starting pitcher. I don't know if Soderstrom will be an all-star this year too. If he can keep it up, he absolutely will be. But if he falls off, if I'm selling his start to the season, then he won't be.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't. I want him. I want him to keep going. I just don't think he can.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're selling or you're buying?
I'm buying, of course. I'll buy. Yeah,
All right.
good
I like
value.
it. I like it.
Good value.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta highlight a pitcher here. We don't give the pitchers enough love. And I don't think this name is crossing people's minds the way it should be. I'm talking about age 30-year-old Tyler Mahle.
Mm.
Coming off of Tommy John. Tommy John just does a crazy thing to pitchers' arms where if you can come back healthy and stay healthy, you might be better than you ever have in your career. I mean, this guy is he's been a middle of the pack, like a solid pitcher, a nice 4, 5 maybe starter. But he has started the year 3-0 with a 1.14 ERA, a .98 WHIP, He's leading the AL in both in ERA, and he's in the top five, I want to say, for WHIP. And he's only trailing Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Dodgers in ERA. I don't know. He's been amazing. He's been so good to start the year.
Well, first and foremost, you got to put some respect on his name, Tyler Mahle, I believe, pronounced
There's
like
no way his name is Tyler Mahle. There's no way.
Mahle.
There's no way.
Look it up. Look up the pronunciation. I bet you, I swear I've heard it pronounced on TV before. Why? Because he's an NL Central legend, a Reds legend, and Reds produce pitchers. Maybe it
Hunter
takes them
Green.
until they're age 30 and on a different team. But
Hunter
hey,
Green would beg to differ.
Hunter Green is pretty good. He's pretty good. His last start was not good, but he's pretty good. Um, the Reds produce pitchers, and maybe it took Tyler Mahle that long to find it, but now he's on the Rangers. The Rangers have had a pretty good start to the season, a very good start to the season. We haven't talked about the AL Central. I don't think we're going to be able to. We haven't talked about the AL West. I don't think we're going to be able to. We're going to just have to do 13 episodes this week, coming with buy or sell from everything here. I'll buy Tyler Mahle, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm buying a lot of people on the Rangers right now because I think the Rangers are so back. Last year was a fluke for them. Corey Seager's hurt, and it doesn't even matter because the Rangers, they have Jake Berger to back them up. Jake Berger's going to get more playing time now.
As a sower, I'm actually curious to get your take. Is Marcus Semien a buy?
Yeah, he's had a slow start to the season. He might even be cheap on Sorare right now.
Right. Is he going to be? Is he back?
Yeah. Is he back? I don't think he's
Like
fully
will
back.
he bounce? Will he
He will
bounce
bounce
back?
back. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
Okay.
been an all-star before and he can be again. Absolutely.
Okay. Good. I'm
Big.
glad.
I will vouch for the Rangers this year for sure.
Okay. Because yeah, I've kept him out of my lineups, but he hasn't earned my trust just yet. But I did just bid on a Wyatt Langford, so I'm kind of in
Ooh.
on the
Ooh.
Rangers.
Rangers.
Ranger stock.
Rangers good.
Hey, they're over their World Series hangover.
Yeah, they
Uh,
took some Pedialyte.
I'm gonna say I watched a video quickly and the guy pronounced it Mal like you did. And then I went
Maul.
to baseball reference and the parentheses, like the pronunciation says it rhymes with rally, which would lead me to
Mally?
believe it's Mally.
Oh,
That
So
would
I
be
it's
a
everyone's
combination of
wrong.
the both. I
it's
don't even
both
know.
ways. It's both ways. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to say it. Tyler Mal, whatever your name is, you're pitching great. So
All right.
Whatever your name. We have no respect on the man's name. Can't even pronounce it right. Guess we're selling. Guess what means we have to sell.
I got a name for you guys that we know how to pronounce. It's
Ooh.
Devin Williams.
Oh.
I
Ooh.
am buying Devin Williams stock all time low. All time low. He just got booted from the Yankees closer. He's still an amazing pitcher. He's gonna figure it out. I have confidence in him. I've seen him get rocked so many times as a Brewers fan. I think to be a closer in baseball, you have to be a little bit crazy. And I also think you have to have a little bit of the goldfish mentality where you cannot let those last appearances get to you, get in your head. I think he's got the mental fortitude. They allow mustaches and beards, so I think he'll be okay as a Yankee. I'm buying Devin Williams.
That's tough. Obviously, it might be easier to buy now because his stock is so low. It's like, oh, let's buy GameStop in 2020 because the stock is so low. I don't think.
Is that what his
No,
values
no. I
cratered
don't
to?
think it's going to require a GameStop-esque surge for Devin Williams to come back. His fastball is awful. The changeup isn't the problem. He cannot locate the fastball. So all hitters have to do is sit and wait for that changeup. That's all Pete Alonso had to do last year was wait for that changeup and dink it over the right field wall. And that's what hitters are doing to him again this year. They're waiting for that changeup. And when you're sitting for that screwball, if you want to call it, it's easier. Dude sitting on chair at home. It's easier to hit this big league pitcher if you know what's
Fair.
coming. It's easier to hit anyone if you know what's coming. And if he can't control his fastball, what's the changeup doing? You can't like let that run off of his fastball as much. And we've seen it before where he struggled to locate his fastball. And it's even in that game where he gave up that home run to Pete Alonso, he struggled to locate his fastball that inning.
Good.
And it wasn't, it might have been a strike. It was low and away, but it didn't matter because Pete Alonso knew what was coming. And for that, I think hitters have kind of figured him out. I think I might
Ooh.
have to sell him. He hasn't
Yeah.
done anything for my so rare teams this year. He's
No,
put up
God,
Nope.
negative
so bad.
after
Negatives.
negative after negative. And I not only am selling him figuratively, but I almost thought about listing his rare card up.
Oh,
I have his rare
Wow.
card, and I
Selling
almost thought
hard.
about listing it because I'm like, I have
you're
other
selling at
rare
the bottom.
relievers.
You're selling at the bottom.
Exactly, because I don't need him anymore.
What if the bottom
What if
stays?
the
Buying
bottom
at the top
stays?
and selling at the bottom. That's
What if the bottom
terrible.
stays?
What if it goes
That's the
lower?
thing. Exactly. I'm buying. I don't care if I bought at the top. I'm recouping my losses as you should, so he doesn't go even lower because I think
Tax
hitters have
write-off
figured him out.
for
I think
tax
hitters have figured
write-offs.
him out. I think hitters have figured him out.
I
And
The
don't know.
yeah,
the
I've
thing
seen him. I've watched him pitch, and it's like it's disappointing. I don't feel bad for Yankees fans. It's kind of funny, but it's
It
disappointing because I have him in my so rare team.
the thing
for
that
now.
Exactly.
scares me the most is that he is a Yankee. I mean, how many times have we seen players go to the Yankees and not do well, and then the
Hmm.
fans turn on them, and then that turns into a whole spiral? Devin Williams, we know this. He is an emotional guy. He punched the wall and broke his hand, so he's out for the entire playoffs in 2021 or whatever year that was. So we know he feels it. He's emotional. And if those fans turn on him, I think they already kind of have turned on him.
Probably have,
Uh,
yeah.
what does that turn into? So I'm nervous about that fact. His confidence has to be an all-time low. I don't think he's gaining confidence from anywhere within the organization, including the fans. So I'm selling. I'm selling Devin Williams.
Ooh,
We won the
Wow.
trade. We won the trade.
we won the trade.
You
Caleb
won the
Durbin.
trade 26 days into the season.
Yeah, I need to see Durbin pop off a little more here,
Old takes exposed.
as
And
he did
Nasty
in spring.
Nestor's
He
on
did in
on
spring.
the IL. So
Yeah,
maybe we
yeah.
both
We
lost the
both
trade.
lost. We both lost. Yep.
There's no winners.
We should have got Judge instead of
It's like the
Nestor.
Arenado Rockies and Cardinals trade. Nobody
Mm.
won.
Sorry, what?
Yeah,
Arenado
nobody
was
won
pretty
that trade.
good. Arenado was pretty good for the Cardinals, but they haven't really won
The
anything.
Cardinals
so.
won that trade by miles, though.
They both lost.
Miles.
The team hasn't done anything with him on it.
They
Yeah,
both lost.
but the
I don't
Cardinals
know.
won that trade by miles, by miles, by miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it for our hot or our not hot takes. They got a little hot at the end. But let me ask you this real quick before we hop into this pickle here. We're talking Devin Williams. We're talking other players here. Who do you think is going to have a better bounce back to their season? Willie Adames or Devin Williams?
Ooh, two ex-Brewers.
Two ex-Brewers, the ones that left. Willie, like we were just saying earlier, he's batting 205, has one home run this year. Devin Williams has, let's look up real quick. Devin Williams has this year
Probably
a
giving up more home runs.
11.25 ERA.
Wow.
Yep.
4 saves in 10 appearances. An 0-2 loss. He's put up a negative .8 WAR. Devin Williams as a relief pitcher. A negative
It's
.8
terrible.
WAR? That's
Yikes.
a lot for
Yikes.
a month. I think Willie will come back. I don't think Devin's coming back. I'm buying Willie having the better season 1 month in than Devin Williams. That's what I'm buying as my last buy or sell.
I agree.
If we exclude, I mean, even if we include April, I'll include it in both.
No, bounce back.
For
Bounce
both
back.
of
I
them.
said bounce back.
If I-
Since
all
April.
right, May onward, I'm rocking Devin.
All right. All right.
Wow.
You heard it
Wow.
here. We got a 2v1, but it's good. I would like both of them to bounce back, obviously, for
I will-
baseball's sake. For my so rare team's sake, I have them both.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have them both.
true. And it's so far. I'm not playing either one of them, so that's
Nope.
just that's the solution.
Mm-hmm. Also that. Vault. They've been in the vault.
Oh, you
Oh.
vaulted them.
No,
oh
I'm
man,
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
That would be
Um,
crazy. Well, yeah, will we vault any of these people by the end of the season?
no, unless they get hurt.
If Williams gets optioned to AAA,
He's not. That would be crazy if he gets
That would be insane.
optioned. But
That
I
would
mean,
be
if he
insane.
I
keeps
don't
a
actually. He might
point,
not
a
have
negative
options.
.8 WAR.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
true.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Pickle. Who do we guess? Devin Williams.
Yeah,
I feel like we have to. Poor
then
Devin.
Willie.
I have
If
his
it's
autograph, man.
big soccer guy too.
Wow. Lefty righty.
He maybe even plays Sorare. Who knows?
Oh, now we're talking.
I mean, gotta be. I
Lefty
don't. Gotta
righty.
Willie Adames.
Lefty righty though.
He's a lefty. It could be
Yeah, we
Mike
did that.
Yastrzemski though. His
Isn't he
teammate.
from the U.S.?
Yeah,
Oh, he's a lefty. It could
Um,
be.
is Tyler Soderstrom bet left?
It's in that NL.
Oh yeah. I forget he's in the L.
How about the Central? It could be like Bryce Terang
Yeah,
Also from the U.S.
or Turnag. Bryce Turnag.
I like that. Oh my God.
It's Sal Frelick. Of course, duh. It's not Bryce Terang. Duh.
That's
Sal
Wow.
Frelick.
Wow. Just only using Brewers,
Tell you
by the
what,
way. Just
I'm
only
buying
Brewers.
Sal Frelick.
amen. Yeah,
He put on some muscle in this offseason, and he's hitting almost 300, I think.
Yeah, he's
And he
been
can
good.
slap the ball like around the infield with the best of them. Maybe
been
not
good.
Bryce Terang level slap, but he can slap.
I thought I was a dummy for buying Brewers stacks to start the year. The first 2 game weeks were very, very rough, but it's been working out really well for me of the late, and it's because of my Brewers.
It's wild to hear one homer take before we get out of here that the biggest problem with the Brewers right now is their bullpen. Like, what?
It's crazy.
What? A team that
Crazy.
prides itself on pitching and used to pride itself on like the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guy all being like a 1-2-3 combo that no one could hit? What happened? What happened? The Brewers bullpen? Anyways, Nosh, take it away. You got to get
All
out of
right.
here.
Let us know who you are buying and selling so far this season. We'll probably be back with this segment in a month or two. Maybe some hot takes in there as well. But let us know, who are you buying and selling so far. And as always, don't forget to check out our socials. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave us a rating wherever you are listening to our podcast. And until next week, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.